Hello, everyone. Another surprise stream. So let me know if everyone can hear me okay. We are jumping into reacting to the new Stranger Things box set trailer. Let me try that again. Hello, everyone. We are jumping in to react to the new Stranger Things box set trailer that just came out. There's going to be a Stranger Things Welcome to the Hellfire Club box set coming out, I believe, October 7th. I've got the press release, but let's watch the trailer really quick, and let's make sure the audio sounds good. All right, let's jump in. Okay, well, that was the trailer. I can tell you the art is really, really great. I love the design in the box set. I am, again, definitely a big fan of the art team at the D&D team. They did a really fantastic job with this product. I'm excited to see more of it. I know there was a previous box set that existed quite some time ago. This is not that. This box set is really stylized, very 1980s. And very nostalgic driven. I really like the design that went into this actual box set. So if you're a collector and you love Stranger Things, or just the 80s in general, this is actually a really cool product. The art team really just absolutely killed it on this thing. That's not a review. That's just how I feel about looking at it. And again, I'm married to someone who used to be part of the D&D art team, so I have... I am not a reviewer of this product. So I do have some slides that we can take a look at real quick that I already set up. So let's go ahead and look at this. And I think you can still hear me. But this is kind of the overall look of the product. It still is very evocative of, I would say, first and second edition. Still a little bit more stylized, you know. We're getting actual color maps in this. But I like the Dungeon Master screen is amazing. I like the handouts in here. You know, the image of the Hellfire Club. I think it's a very cool product for those that are big fans of Stranger Things. And I was a really big fan of that particular season of Stranger Things. Season 4 was really awesome. So, yeah, that is the product. Yeah, I know we're getting two box sets the same year, two very different products though. So, if you have any questions about that, let me know. I am also a big fan of Eddie's. I think it was smart to tie it into Eddie, for sure. This is basically set up to be Eddie's adventures that maybe he's run or maybe he didn't get a chance to run. I do have the press release in front of me. I'll go ahead and jump back on camera. Let's see. What do they say about this product? So they're pleased to announce Stranger Things Welcome to the Hellfire Club is coming October 7th. This will be a 3 to 5 player board game featuring Eddie Munson's Lost Adventures, 4 adventures, and hours of play possibilities. Yeah, this is D&D. Stranger Things Welcome to Hellfire Club will be available on D&D Beyond, also for purchase on Amazon. This is a $49.99 product. And then it'll be available in your gift stores as well. I mean, your game stores. So that is kind of the long and short of it. I think mainly seeing this visually tells you exactly what the product is, more than even just discussing it. Though I am going to grab interviews if possible at Gen Con to talk about this box set. I think there's some interesting things to say, and I would actually really like to get the art team's kind of insights into the process of making it. I love the art design in this product. I think it is spot on for fans of Stranger Things and for the 80s nostalgia. So, yeah, I think it looks really cool. Yeah. I'm a sucker. I will admit, I did buy the previous box set a couple of years ago. I think this is infinitely cooler. I think that's a good way of not being critiquing a previous product. So this one's really cool looking. I'm actually quite excited for this one. This is something I would buy myself, given that I had the money to do so. So, but yeah, that is the Stranger Things box set that's coming October 7th. I think that's a fantastic time to come out during the Halloween times, and also right before Stranger Things season 5 gears up. So I'm definitely excited for it. So, and I think I'm excited for Stranger Things to end. Not in a negative way, but I feel like that story has reached its natural end. I am very curious about the series and if any new monsters are going to show up. I know Vecna is our main antagonist, and obviously Vecna shows up at the end of the trailer for season 5. But every year, it feels like every season they're referencing a D&D monster. This may be the one time they don't make a new one. I honestly don't know. I don't have any insights into that. So we've obviously always had the Demogorgon or a Demogorgon, and then we had the Mind Flayer, Vecna. That's all been tied to D&D. And obviously anyone who's on this channel knows Stranger Things was hugely a big part of kind of a resurgence in D&D, or at least converting a lot of people who were curious about D&D to trying it again. And that just led to a wave of D&D being represented in pop culture more and more. It certainly didn't hurt getting, like, say, a D&D movie made. It was helpful in seeing D&D being mentioned in all kinds of shows. I mean, Shrinking on Apple TV, one of the main characters is a dungeon master. When you look at Ghosts, same thing again. That main character is also a dungeon master. Like, this just led to this resurgence of seeing D&D being brought up into different areas of pop culture, which was super helpful. So, thanks for everyone for tuning in to this incredibly short live stream. Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. I would love to see Stranger Things take on a beholder. Would be absolutely disturbing. I feel like cranium rats were definitely referenced previously. I think I would say season 3, because just the big amalgamation, almost gibbering mouther / cranium rats was sort of alluded to. Yeah, beholderkin in the Stranger Things universe would be pretty gnarly. Any other monsters that chat can think of that you would like to see in the Stranger Things universe? It's a hard sell to get Gelatinous Cube in there, but we do have a lot of aberrations to choose from. Yeah, I feel like Cranium Rats were done. Mind Flayer. I got a question in chat. D&D has been feeling a little bit off after 2024. Do you think it's a full edition change? I think it was a tremendous effort to come out with a player's handbook, a Dungeon Master's Guide, and a monster manual. I am really proud of those books. I didn't work on those books. I playtested some materials within them. But I think the D&D design team and the art team did a fantastic job on those books, and that's a tremendous amount of work to get done. So if you think things feel off, I don't think it's anything having to do with product. I'm really excited for this product, and obviously we had layoffs at Wizards of the Coast, which is really sad. We lost a lot of good folks. I'm not counting myself amongst them, nor am I saying I'm not a good person. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I think 2025 just feels weird, right? I mean, it just does. Chris and Jeremy being gone, and then I myself being gone, and also just Lanzillo, it's definitely a time of change. But I can tell you that I'm really excited for this box set, Stranger Things: Welcome to the Hellfire Club. The other box set that is coming out, the Heroes of the Borderlands starter kit there's some really cool ideas behind it. So I'm excited for folks to finally get their hands on that particular one. I do keep seeing people talking about that box set being expensive compared to other starter sets. This thing's way bigger. It's so much bigger. It's physically heavier because of how much content they jammed into it. So it's very different. They're ice skating uphill because when people hear starter set or starter kit, they expect a certain price point. But like, this is kit doesn't really sell what it really is. Like, this is everything you need to play D&D. So I do want to say that. Any other questions? Yeah, Daggerheart is amazing. I'm not gonna lie. So much so to the point of I've thought about designing things my whole life for games, and they ended up getting there before me, or they incorporated a lot of things that were in other systems. So having the cards for the domains, being able to just kind of piecemeal your character together using the domains and the domain cards, so smart. Backgrounds and ancestries that really matter and really affect gameplay. Daggerheart is also very easy to learn so far for me. I was a little worried, and I just started cranking away. I watched all the videos in Get Your Sheet Together by Matt Mercer on their channel. That was helpful, but I've been watching videos by folks like Jenny D and Pointy Hat about how the system works, and it's very organic and very much how D&D is actually played. So that's the best way I can kind of describe it. And even mathematically, I mean, Spencer has done some pretty remarkable things in terms of like using the two D12s to get a more consistent result from your rolls. That feels a little bit more fair, and yeah, I'm really happy so far. I haven't done a full review of Daggerheart yet because I want to get several games done. I'm hoping to get to play at Gen Con. By the way, everyone who's on this stream, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave comments. That all actually helps the algorithm. I am starting from scratch basically again. I also have a Patreon that helps fund this. I am going down to Los Angeles to do a series of interviews with some friends of mine, and then I am going to Gen Con, which is a crazy expensive convention. Holy cow. And then I will be hopefully home for a while. Cranking out a lot of videos. I will be starting up I think an hour-long interview show, maybe every Wednesday or every Tuesday, that will start to release. Because I love interviewing people, and it's my favorite thing, and I think folks kind of expect that from me. So, did anyone talk about how it's a board game? No, I think the new starter set, if you're talking about Heroes of the Borderlands, I think it's D&D, but in a smartly designed way, not unlike how Daggerheart has cards. It's framing things that are more accessible to people who are used to typical board games, right? Like there are a lot of board games out there, but D&D is quite the leap for a lot of people who play those board games. And I think what Heroes of the Borderlands does is kind of remove the barrier of entry without changing it in any way. It's still D&D. But that's my gist of everything. Yeah, Daggerheart is incredibly fun. Thank you for, thank you. This is what I love doing the most. So if I get paid for it, fantastic. If I don't, that sucks. But I still will be doing this, which is not a good sales pitch at all. But I do love doing this. I do love interacting with people who watch the show. This show. So, sorry, the sun is coming out, so it's getting very bright, especially for my vampire-like skin. And if there are any other questions, let me know. But I think that kind of wraps it up. Caves of Chaos, yeah. Okay. Well, you think you need a room tour? Not right now, but I will give you a tour because I am pretty proud of this room. We actually, when we moved in here, it was primarily because of this loft space allowed me to actually be able to shoot and live stream out of it. We actually have a gaming table, which has a very sad story. I'm not sure if everyone knows, but this is a Carolina streaming gaming table behind me. And when we got it 2 weeks before COVID broke out, we were actually going to start streaming a D&D live game from our house with a bunch of friends here in Seattle, and the universe had different plans. So it was And tables are not cheap. I gotta tell you, nor is streaming equipment and everything else. So, yeah, it was a different time for sure. Let's see. Can I get this to work? No, you're going to be weird today. Oh, there it goes. All right. Is my gain low? It might be. Not intentionally. I can try moving up a little bit. Yeah, it might have been a little bit down, so that's a good note. Yeah, sounds like a good time to start a new live stream. Yeah, we'll see. Live streams are really hard, and I have very strong opinions. I produced... If you're looking at things I've done recently, Legends of the Multiverse was a big project. I did also produce, with the help of Kaylee Bray, actually, the Lego live play show, where we were actually shooting in Denmark with Jeannie D and Luis. That was really fun, but I was also the producer for all three of the Baldur's Gate 3 cast shows. So the Gen Con show with Brandley Mulligan and Anjali. The MCM London D&D live show, I produced that as well. And what happens is I also write a summary of what the story needs to be. And I give the Dungeon Master at least enough wiggle room to, mess around with the story and make it better. And then I produced the Magic Con one, which is our most popular one from Chicago. That D&D live show with the cast was amazing. Working with that cast, by the way, just a dream come true. Just wildly talented voice actors, and it was really funny last year. And these got millions and millions of views on YouTube. Like, these are all public-facing numbers, but I think we got about 22 million on the Gen Con show. And that's including YouTube and YouTube Shorts, and YouTube Shorts can generate a lot of video traffic. I can't tell you what the rest of the social media videos got, but comparable. So you may need 5 times everything I'm saying. MCM London was about 18 to 19 million views on YouTube alone, and then I think it was 24 million probably for Magic Con. So yeah, I'm very proud of the work I've done on D&D for sure. But I could not have done it without a cast like that. But watching that cast grow chemistry over time, because they've been in interviews together, they didn't almost ever get to talk to each other while actually making Baldur's Gate the game, but the live play shows really generate chemistry between all of them to the point that they're just like nonstop hilarious. Yeah, they're so talented. I'm not on any Gen Con panels. I wasn't planning on being on Gen Con. I wasn't planning on also being laid off. So you have to really get on panels well in advance for Gen Con or plan things like that. I'm going to meet with people at Gen Con. I am interviewing people at Gen Con. I barely managed to find a hotel room that I can almost afford. And the plane tickets to Indianapolis are ridiculously expensive. I don't know how everyone does it. But I am not on any panels at Gen Con. Yeah, Emerald City Comic Con is my hometown, so that's not a problem. PAX West, I will be attending PAX West for sure, so that won't be an issue. And I may be flying here and there down to Los Angeles because I have so many friends that I would like to actually get on interview shows. We'll do some Zoom interview shows as well, I'm sure, but yeah. I prefer to be in person for interviews, so I also have some really nice cameras. Any other questions? Let's see. Will you be there? Yep. Yeah, flights are cheap when you live there. Yeah, well. Let's see. Did I miss anything? I hear... Yeah, those Critical Role folks are doing okay. I'm really excited for their video game, and that seems like the perfect format for them. Any other stuff? Oddly enough, Cincinnati, Ohio has really expensive flights sometimes, so I never quite figured it out. I think they also just price gouge a little bit because they know big conventions in town. How could they not? Just like the hotels, most of the hotels are like $100 to $200 a night. Then when you go to Gen Con, it's like something everything's 500 a night. I'm not. That is such a dad joke. I'm not going to repeat that. Will the interviews in LA be live streamed? No, they won't. But I am looking at turning around some of those interviews very rapidly. But no, those will be prepackaged. Those won't be live. So I've got a lot of flying in a very short amount of time, which is going to be a lot. So yeah, being local to Indianapolis is probably quite the boon, actually. If you were covering the tabletop industry, that would be pretty amazing. Good morning from New Zealand. Holy cow. Yeah, like I said, I'm very excited for the Stranger Things box set. Lots of wildly talented human beings made it. It's definitely gonna be on my Christmas list, which is that feels weird. Unless they send it to me. I've been really kind of spoiled by getting free product at work, I guess, for the last 8 years. So I have to. I'm still adjusting to the to how things are right now, for sure. Well, I want to keep on doing live streams like this. I will start a talk show where I interview folks about D&D or fantasy related things. I think we can go broader too. I think there are other actors and directors that I'd be open to interviewing. Honestly, like I'd love to interview James Gunn again. That's what I used to do at NBC News. I think I'll try to get to Gary Con. I need to talk to the folks at Gary Con about attending. It all is a matter of what is affordable, and conventions are expensive and plane tickets are expensive, and that's why I have a Patreon. That the Patreon and the views we get from YouTube, and trust me, you don't make a lot off YouTube. Patreon is how we're getting there for sure. And then, I mean, honestly, like I do actually want to do a live stream about what it's like being a content creator for like the third time, because a lot of this is just looking for sponsors, trying to make ad revenue on YouTube, trying to get support on Patreon, and then trying to honestly, the base of everything is trying to make a video that people actually find is compelling and care about. Like I made a Wild Magic video, and hilariously I voiced the whole thing and my audio was wrong, and then so I had to revoice the whole thing, and it got like 5,000 views. That's real low. You can't run a business on 5,000 view videos, and that's my fault. I really like Wild Magic sorcery, and I'm going to make videos like that from time to time. My wife and I did a video about Spider Horse, but yeah, being a new content creator and dusting off a YouTube channel after this long is definitely, it's a daunting thing. Let's see. I don't have one right now because I can't find the Hellfire Club on Amazon. So I am going to drop that link in chat and also in the description as soon as I get it. But right now, there is no affiliate link to Amazon's version of this. Maybe it'll drop the next hour or so, I hope, but I don't know why. It's just not on Amazon. Yeah. And D&D Beyond doesn't do affiliate links, so... Would you love to see you'd like to see me play Stranger Things live? I do want to get back to actually being in live play shows again to a limited degree. I did Dungeon Master show for like 3 or 4 years. That was intense. I think I don't know if I would do it that long again. I think being a player is pretty cool. So being a Dungeon Master is like cooking your brain nonstop. I do like to do a lot of weird genre breaking. Like I've thrown a Demogorgon at people in D&D, not the Demogorgon as in the demon, but a Demogorgon from Stranger Things to like mix things up. So yeah. I have a lot of friends in LA. I do want to interview about D&D and also about the projects they're working on. I want every interview to matter, so it won't just be, hey, I really like Stranger Things or I really like D&D. It's going to be stuff that is hopefully useful and informative to everybody here. So Let's see. Just reading chat right now. Oh, wow. Sorry, I'm blowing up right now. That was... a lot. Okay. Well, I think we're at the end of the stream. Thank you for the 69 viewers who popped up. I just wanted to talk about Stranger Things. Thank you everyone for your support. Again, if you have the means to do so, I get it. Money is tight. Believe me, I know that as much as a lot of folks. But support on Patreon really helps. Just watching this, engaging in these videos helps. It all helps me create this content. Yeah, no, being a dungeon master is absolutely a full-time job. I mean, you love doing it, but poof, the amount of thought, especially if you care. I don't think I've ever dungeon mastered a game and didn't question whether I did a good job. That's the hard part about it. That people don't talk about. Sometimes you just have horrible imposter syndrome, which, trust me, I'm going through the same thing. But, well, thank you so much, everyone who tuned in. I will always try to, I think it's easier to cover breaking news by popping in and just going live instantaneously rather than making some kind of pre-constructed video and publishing it later, but we'll see how those go. So, but thank you everyone for liking, subscribing, leaving comments. There's a bell thing. There's all kinds of ways that will help the algorithm pick up this video. And that... I keep on seeing someone type grow, and I don't know what that means. So, yeah, being a full-time dungeon master is a lot. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. I hope you have a great day. I'm really excited for Fantastic Four. I think that's going to be a really good movie. I will hopefully have more streaming happening this week because I got a feeling Comic-Con's happening, and then next week we move off to Gen Con. It's going to be a busy couple of weeks. So